What's going on, everyone? So, Jovan Buha released this aggregation of minutes for the players and kind of what he believes the rotation will be, him as well as Tim's aggregated minutes and rotation. So I wanted to kind of go over it, break that down, and then I want to give my opinions on things that I agree with, disagree with. Of course, I want to hear your guys' conversations. Shout out to Jovan Buha. Go check out, Buha and his Buha block and him being a full-time YouTuber. It's great to see kind of him transition from the athletic into, being a YouTuber. Because, hey, it's media, right? But I thought it was kind of an interesting point of topic. Kind of wanted to go over it. And, here, let's dive right into it, shall we? So, according to Jovan Buha, right, starters, DeAndre Ayton, LeBron James, Marcus Smart, Austin Reeves, and Luka Doncic. So, according to Jovan and Tim's, they are having basically Marcus Smart in place of Rui Hachimura, which I've seen a lot of people mention. Talked about it. Personally, I want to see Jared Vanderbilt and Marcus Smart in the starting unit. I would bring Austin Reeves and Rui off the bench. I think that better balance the starting and bench unit. Just because you start a five doesn't mean you have to close with the same five. There's no rule that says, like, hey, whoever you start with, you have to close with. And I just think with Luka, way that he likes to operate, particularly in the first quarters, I just think it makes more sense. Let Luka be Luka. Let Luka go and try to drop 20, 30 points in the first quarter. Right? That's what he likes to do. And then now you can kind of bring in those waves. LeBron can go to the bench. You bring in Rui Hachimura, right? When Luka goes to the bench, you bring in Austin Reeves, or, take out Marcus Smart, bring in Austin Reeves. But until you do that kind of shift change, you have now Jared Vanderbilt and Marcus Smart who can be those defensive pieces slotted alongside Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and DeAndre Ayton. And then that way, again, Luka can kind of be him. And when he's having those games where he's giving you 20, 30 in the first quarter, right, you can create that separation. You can create that gap more than we saw even last year. Because there were games where, Lakers, Luka Doncic would go and drop 20 in the first quarter, and the Lakers would only be up by like 7. And it's like, because they weren't able to generate stops, right? So this way you'd kind of be able to generate those stops in order to create that separation. And then the games where Luka just is struggling, his shot isn't falling, your defense can be good enough to where you can kind of close the gap. And then when Luka starts to get going, boom, you can kind of blow it open again. So personally, that's what I would do. But keeping Austin Reeves in the starting unit, which if we're all being honest, the Lakers are probably going to do that. Right? If we're all being honest, Austin Reeves is going to start alongside Luka Doncic and LeBron James. But starter minutes, DeAndre Ayton is going to get 29 minutes, LeBron James 33 minutes, Marcus Smart 28 minutes, Austin Reeves 35 minutes, Luka Doncic 36 minutes. I personally, and this is something that they've wanted to do for years and hasn't really worked out, is decrease LeBron's minutes to around 30 minutes per game. I think 33 on average is probably about right, but I would like to see, especially now that you have Luka, right? Like, it was hard in the past because you needed LeBron to be great. As unfortunate as it was, like, LeBron was still our best player with Anthony Davis. So it's like, if they tried to do the LeBron playing under 30 minutes, and, I never liked the hard cap at 30 minutes. I might actually do a video breaking that down specifically, but I never liked the hard cap at 30 minutes because, again, there's varying degrees to a game. Like, there's going to be games where you might need LeBron to put the cape on one more time and he's going to have to play 35 minutes. But, if you can kind of manage it and monitor it and cut his minutes in areas, then that'd be great. But 33 minutes, I think, is fair. So, again, 29 minutes for DeAndre Ayton at the center position, 33 minutes for LeBron James at the power forward position, 28 minutes for Marcus Smart at the small forward position, 35 minutes at the 2-guard spot for Austin Reeves, and then 36 minutes at the point guard spot for Luka Doncic. Sounds about right. Bench rotation: Rui Hachimura, Jake LaRavia, Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt, and Jackson Hayes. So Rui Hachimura, he has playing 26 minutes. That makes sense. He's probably going to be your sixth man coming off the bench, especially if you're going to have a Marcus Smart in the starting unit. And something that I've talked about with Rui Hachimura, he could play more of the 4, right? So what you could do here is Gabe Vincent at the 1, Vando at the 2, right? Jake LaRavia at the 3, Rui at the 4, Jackson Hayes at the 5. That would kind of be my approach to that bench rotation if you were to do that, if you were to go that route. If you keep Rui in the starting unit, then you go Marcus Smart at the 3, or Vando at the 3, whatever, however you want to approach it. But Vando at the 2, I mean, he's defending guards anyway, right? So, if you want, just because I know every time people go like, oh, Vando's not a 2, again, it's positionless, right? Especially coming off the bench. Like, he's defending guards anyway. But as you see, 26 minutes for Rui, 16 for Jake LaRavia, 15 for Gabe Vincent, 12 for Jared Vanderbilt, and 10 for Jackson Hayes. Big point of note, there's only 39 minutes at the center position between DeAndre Ayton and Jackson Hayes. So that would mean that you'd have another 9 minutes of no center, right? Now, my guess is that this leads into small ball, right? It would be my guess that they're looking at it in small ball manner, which I think they're right. Like, JJ Redick, I think, is going to play small ball, especially with Jake LaRavia, Rui Hachimura, like guys that can spread the floor and shoot the ball. I could see, like the Rui, LeBron, Jake LaRavia, maybe Jared Vanderbilt and Luka Doncic, or if not Jared Vanderbilt, then a Austin Reeves and kind of 5 wide, let guys operate. So I think that that's fair. In all honesty, I think this is actually a really good breakdown. You obviously have variations and variables that'll go into play. Some games Rui might play 40 minutes, right? Some games, Jake LaRavia might play 30 minutes. Some games, Bronny James might come in and play some minutes, right? Like there's, Maxi Kleber, where's he at, right? Adu Thero is probably going to get some spots here and there. This is just kind of the generalized kind of top 10, like who are your top 10 guys that are going to get the primary bulk of the minutes. Couple things. One, I would probably get Jared Vanderbilt, especially if he does improve his 3-point shot. I'd probably get Jared Vanderbilt. The one kind of question mark that I have is, I don't know if Marcus Smart actually plays 28 minutes. I see him probably closer to 25. I think he'll probably be in that 23 to 25 range. So I think Marcus Smart's, you probably clear 5 minutes off of Marcus Smart. But Gabe Vincent at 15 minutes, I don't know if he gets 15 minutes, right? Like, I mean, technically you could take 5 minutes off of Marcus Smart and give it to Jared Vanderbilt, and then he's at like 17 minutes, right? And kind of have that. But like, especially if you're going to run 9 minutes of small ball, like Gabe Vincent's probably not in the rotation, or you're probably not in those lineups, right? Because you're small ball, you want to have as big of a small ball unit as possible. Unless Gabe Vincent's just like shooting the lights out this season and just playing excellent defense, then yeah, maybe, right? But realistically speaking, I think Gabe Vincent's probably closer to, I think like if you flipped Gabe Vincent and Jared Vanderbilt's minutes, I think that makes more sense, right? Jared Vanderbilt gets like 15 to 16 minutes, and then Gabe Vincent gets 12 minutes. I think that makes sense. Jackson Hayes, 10 minutes. Yeah, I think that that's fair. He probably gets around that. So yeah, I mean, your starters are probably going to average around 20 minutes, or around 30 minutes a night, right? If you're going with Marcus Smart, then you're probably, like I mentioned, probably going 25 minutes. Rui's probably getting 25 minutes. You probably just kind of split the minutes with those two guys. So I think, and you'll free up kind of random minutes. I think early on, you'll take some risks, you'll do some chances, take some, look at different lineups and stuff. And obviously this doesn't take into account, training camp. Like, because what if Adu Thero's just like killing guys, right? What if he's out there just balling out, or Jake LaRavia just emerges and he's just clearly the best option at the 3 spot, the starting 3. He's like clamping down defensively, hitting open shots, knocking down shots, right? What if, the best 5-man unit, right, is Marcus Smart at the 2 or something, right? Like, again, there's a lot of different variables. Jared Vanderbilt, I think you should start. I think you should start Jared Vanderbilt even over Marcus Smart. I just think Jared Vanderbilt covers more ground. I just think he's more versatile, can defend 1 through 5. I mean, he did it last year. He was the most versatile defender in all of basketball last year. Not my opinion, a literal fact. I did a whole video breakdown of it. And Granges McBasketball, he the one that had a lot of the data and pulled up a bunch of the data. Go check out that video if you want more information on that. But again, I just kind of look at this lineup in rotation. Again, you're obviously going to piece other guys into the rotation. Like I said, to do Thero, Bronny James. You're going to have Maxi Kleba. You're gonna have a couple minutes for a few other guys out there here and there. But for the most part, I think that this is probably what the rotation looks like, what the lineup looks like. I obviously game to game it'll vary. Because like if Jake LaRavia is shooting the lights out, why are you going to not play him? Right? Also, this according to this, they don't think Dalton Connect's going to be in the rotation at all, which further cements Lakers should probably trade him. And I think you should trade. Here's my thing. I really do think you should trade him before the season starts, because I think if he's out of the rotation entirely and just getting spot minutes here and there, my concern is that the Lakers just like he loses all value, right? And that could be troublesome because now there's already reports that have came out that like, hey, Dalton Connect's lost his value. I think this just could not bode well. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Else not, if you enjoy these types of videos, truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.